You put your legs up, you put your legs down, you put your legs up and you wiggle all around. You tickle, tickle, tickle and you wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The baby hokey pokey is fun. You put your baby up, you put your baby down, you put your baby up and you wiggle all around. You tickle, tickle, tickle and you wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. The baby hokey pokey is fun.
Hi guys, today I'm going to talk about Kira. Kira is my 12-year-old and she was born with a chromosome abnormality, and I'm going to get into what that means and how her diagnosis has affected her. When I found out I was pregnant, I was very young and it was a completely uneventful pregnancy. Everything in my checkups, they were going great. That was until Kira was born. It was a very complicated birth and she was in distress. So they had to give her oxygen and take her to the NICU. So in the NICU, they found out that she was struggling to feed. The doctor sent out some genetic testing, and a week later, while she was still in the NICU because she had difficulty feeding, they said that she had something called partial trisomy 10. That was a very unknown, and it is to me still, just because it's so rare. And I know another person in Florida. It's a very rare condition, and it's when your 10th chromosome has an extra part to it. So very much alike Down syndrome. And it's very different between individuals. So there are cases of it. It's just very different in each case. So we are always on the lookout to see what medical intervention she needs, if any. When I found out that Kira had trisomy 10, I did go online and searched what that was. It was a huge ocean of outdated information and pictures that were just horrible. I suggest that you do not do that, but obviously you are going to do that. With your child's diagnosis, you will look into the internet to find out more information. But if you hold on to that information, you are not allowing your child to be different. And if you hold on to that information and just keep it in your head, it's just going to be like this burden on you, thinking about what if this is happening, and just worry after worry. It's going to hinder you as a parent. I decided not to think about it, not to hold on to it, and just allow God to show me who she is and what she can do, and push her to encourage her and grow her capabilities. And I encourage you to do the same. Let me bring it back. When she was in the NICU, she couldn't feed well, so they had to put an NG tube to her nose, to her stomach, and that's how she was feeding. Eventually, She was there for 2 months, and they said that in order for her to go home, she had to find a way to feed, and they had to put a G-tube. So a G-tube is a little, basically a tube that goes in her stomach, and it just feeds directly. It was very frightening at that time to think that she was gonna have a G-tube, and I don't know for how long. But I was so desperate to just go home and just try to be normal, to bring my baby home. So we did that, and we had a lot of specialist appointments. Through her diagnosis, what we've seen is that she suffers from seizures, from GERD, cerebral palsy, and she also had a stroke when she was 3 years old. So let me recap. Okay, so what she is struggling with currently today, she has cerebral palsy, and her left side, because of the stroke, is a little bit more weak. She keeps her arm, her left arm, tied up like this most of the time, and her left leg is a little shorter because she had a hip dislocation, and they had to cut a little bit of the femur when they repaired it back up. So she walks with a limp, and she walks assisted. So that means either she's on a walker, a reverse walker, or you're holding her hand when she's walking. She does well. She does go very slow, so we have to take that into consideration when we're going out, and we have to make extra time. Also, right now she still has the G-tube. However, she's eating by mouth 90% of her feeds. So this year, no, I'm sorry, last year, because we're early in 2019, was a very eventful year for her feeding. She was able to eat by mouth, which she has not expressed interest at all in her 12 years until 2018. So it was such a blessing to see how interested she was in food, and now she eats everything that is around her. So now we have to be extra vigilant with her, because last time I saw her, she was putting paper in her mouth, and that's obviously very dangerous to see what else she can put in her mouth. However, we're so blessed. We're so happy about that. She does still have the G-tube, like I said, but we're in hopes that we're going in the right direction to try to remove that. She does have seizures about once a month, but they're controlled, and they're controlled with CBD. We have switched from seizure medicine to CBD, and it's been such a blessing because we have seen her seizures reduced without the effects that the seizure medication would cause. It would cause drowsiness, her attitude change. So we saw a lot of behaviors. And with CBD, we don't. So that's a huge thing for us, because we struggled with her trying to throw things on the floor, hit us, hit her sister, just anywhere. That's another thing that I can go into. Her prognosis, we don't know. We don't know because there hasn't been enough cases. And like I said, each case is different. So we don't know if she's going to live 80 years or however many years. I mean, nobody really knows how long someone's gonna stay here in this earth, right? I cannot just be more thankful and grateful that she has this willpower to just be better and to do new things. And I am so excited for her because I see that she wants to experience more things. I see that she sees kids who are playing with each other and she wants to do the same. However, because of her limitations, I mean, she can't run with them. She can't talk with them. She's not verbal. So it's really hard for her. And it's hard for us to see that that's what she wants. And she can't do it. I'm happy to see the changes that she's made. Also the changes that we've made as parents, because we are not there at that spot where we just try to protect our daughter from looks from stranger would say, because we don't know how we would react to it, how painful that would be. But now that we've gone through those experiences, I just don't really care. It does hurt though. There are times that it does hurt when adults who make that mistake and just stare. I would like to think in my heart that they don't do it to be malicious. Obviously, it's just human nature to be curious. But it would be nice to smile, to smile, to say something kind. I will show Kira so that you can see she's a happy girl and she loves to eat now. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can get alerted for my latest video. Do you want to say hi, Kira? You want to say hi? No.